Hello everyone, what's up? JWhisp here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I just want to make a video discussing the popular question going around for honestly the past few years. And that question is WIZARD101 dying? Now, the reason I've decided to make this video now is because for some reason, there's been a whole ton of videos in my recommended, of people making a video saying, oh, WIZARD101 is dead, WIZARD101 is dying, all those things that, honestly, people have been talking about since, like, 2014, when Dakota Earthhorn posted a video on it. And so, I want to discuss a few points as to why WIZARD101 really isn't dead or dying. Obviously, it's losing players, but as any game, that happens. But I think there's a few important points we need to discuss, and some things that everyone in the WIZARD101 community needs to hear. Now, first off, this isn't really a point as to the game's performance, but I feel like a lot of people will make a video saying that, oh, WIZARD101 is dying, or something like that, just because they know that if they make a video with that title or of that nature, that they will instantly get tons of views, tons of likes. And I feel like that's not fair, you know what I mean? And because of that, that's one of the reasons that this video will not be monetized, is because I know for a fact that me making a video with anything in the title saying WIZARD101 and the word dying, I'm instantly going to get a lot of views. And so I feel like a lot of people are taking advantage of the fact that they can exploit this game, saying that it's dying just to get a lot of attention drawn to themselves. And I think it's kind of disgusting. I mean, I know that's how YouTube works, but I don't think it's excusable for acting that way. And I'm not calling out specifically anyone here, because there's been tens and hundreds of people that have been doing this since 2014, when people really started discussing that. And it's been like 5 years. There's not one single person I can call out for doing this. And I'm not saying that everyone that's made a video saying WIZARD101 is dying is only in it for the views and for the money, but I think a good portion of people are, because they know they're going to get a lot of attention for making that video. So my first legitimate point as to why WIZARD101 is not necessarily dead or dying is because the game is so massive. And even though it might not feel massive right now, I think people really have to consider the fact that this game used to be ginormous. I don't know about you guys, but I know when I started playing in, 2009, 2010, 2011, around those years, this was one of the biggest games out there. And I could talk to any of my friends that played video games, and they definitely knew what WIZARD101 was, or have played the game themselves. Now, if I ask most people if they know what it is, I'll often get the response of, oh, I have no idea, never heard of that. Or, oh, I used to play that when I was a little kid. I loved that game. And so, obviously, that shows that there's not as many people playing it now. But the fact is, WIZARD101 had such a massive player base that even though it's not as big as it used to be, it's still pretty darn big. It's definitely bigger than a lot of games out there. And I feel like one of the things that also kind of proved that is just looking at WIZARD101 YouTubers. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but there's a lot of pretty decently sized WIZARD101 YouTubers out there, and people are still able to make new WIZARD101 channels, aka like I'm an example, and still get a pretty big following. Now, with games that are truly dead or dying, that doesn't really tend to happen, because there's not enough people interested in the game to care to watch YouTube videos about it. But WIZARD101 still has a pretty big player base. Now, obviously, if I go into Realms list right now, there's not even a single full realm, but that's because I'm recording this at a really odd time when most people are at school, because I stayed home today because I wasn't feeling the whole school thing. But again, that doesn't really matter. I'm kind of just getting onto a rant now. I know this isn't a super organized video, nor am I going to edit this video. I'm just going to put it up and hope for the best. But, I don't know. That's my opinion. And there's still a ton of people playing the game. If you're playing at a normal time, there will always be a massive amount of people in the commons, a decent amount of people doing PvP. As long as you're in a full realm, you should have no problem trying to find people to quest with. There's still a lot of people playing the game. A second point as to why a lot of people believe WIZARD101 is dying is because King's Isle is making a lot of desperate attempts at making money. And I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of this. I'm not a huge fan either. But I'm also not one of those people that goes on to Twitter and Discord and YouTube comments and starts bashing King's Isle about how they're not updating the game and they're only adding stuff that no one wants and blah, blah, blah. And even though I partially agree with that, it's become kind of an issue in the WIZARD101 community that's really starting to piss me off, where people are just kind of bashing King's Isle for no reason, just because they kind of like getting the community in a rise, and it really, I don't know, people just seem to find joy in bashing the game, even though that they play it hours a day, and it really doesn't make sense for me. As to the, senseless means of making money, yes, this is a company that owns a successful, semi-successful game, but they don't just care about the game, and they do, but like, I might not be wording myself the best here, but it's a company, you know what I mean? They still have to make money. Games have to find a way to make money. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, they just fired a bunch of people like a few years ago. The game's obviously dying. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, the game's getting less popular and they're not making as much money as they were when they had 40 million players playing their game. But they're still making a decent amount of money. I doubt the employees of King's Isle are in poverty. I bet they're still, pretty wealthy, above average middle class people making a decent living. I have no doubt in my mind that they're still making a decent amount of money. But it really pisses me off that a lot of people are just bashing King's Isle's business decisions with really no reason. For example, right? A lot of people hate these Crowns events, and I honestly also think that they're pretty dumb, but I hate them for a different reason. I hate them just because I think they're pretty useless, but most people hate them because they have the mentality of, oh my god, King's Isle is adding all this random crap into the game instead of fixing and updating the game the way the way we actually want it to be fixed. Well, I don't know. That's not really a very legitimate argument, because I've honestly seen people be like, why is there another Crowns reward event? I want a new world, not a Crowns reward event. Okay, well, how long does it take them to pop up a Crowns reward event and make prizes for it? I don't know, probably 10, 15 minutes. How much time and money goes into making a new world? Yeah, thousands and thousands of hours. So you can't compare the two things. Every time there's some kind of a Crowns reward event or some kind of small update that doesn't involve a new world or PvP fixes, there is instantly a giant rise in anger in everyone in the community, and I don't understand it. Everyone instantly goes to Twitter and starts bashing King's Isle, but honestly, it just makes me kind of mad. Like, everyone complains about how toxic this community is, and people are just adding to the toxicity by doing that. And again, I'm not calling anyone out here specifically, and if you're one of these people that do this, I'm not trying to make you feel bad or make you seem like a bad person. I used to do the same thing. It's really easy to jump on the bandwagon and become part of it all, but I don't know, I just need to express my anger towards it, because I know a lot of people will listen to me. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I know King's Isle is working their hardest to fix the game. I know they're working their hardest to add updates in the game, and I know that they're doing everything in their power to make this game as enjoyable for as many people as possible. You can tell if you watch KI Live, if you watch the developer diaries, if you stay updated on Twitter, you know that they're not just some bullshitting company trying to get as much money as they can and then exit. They're trying to make a game that will be here long term, that will be enjoyable for many people, that is safe for kids as well as fun for adults. And doing all those are very hard things. I understand that they're putting all their energy into this game. I have no doubt that they're trying to, make the game as popular as possible. And yes, okay, they might do a few small updates here and there to get some money, but I don't think there's anything wrong in that. That's just a business. Or like, for example, I made a video about the spring updates that just came out, and a lot of people were pissed that, where are they? Yeah, they added these spring flower mounts. I got so many comments on my video of people saying something along the lines of, oh my gosh, why are they giving us retextured mounts? I want a new world, or I want a new dungeon. Like, again, no offense to you, but that's dumb. Like, are you guys stupid? You can't compare. Again, I'm getting really angered here, but you can't compare the two things. Making a retextured pogo stick mount probably takes 3 minutes by 1 or 2 graphic designers. Creating an entire world or revamping their PvP system takes months and years of work and dedication and time and money and countless hours. You know what I mean? You can't do it. I don't think there's anything wrong with adding a retextured mount because all that means is that they spent a tiny bit of time making a mount that a few people will enjoy. And even though most people don't enjoy it, right, it's going to still get them a little bit of extra money. And I don't think they're going to use that extra money to, take a vacation. I think they're going to use that extra money to help motivate them and their workers to keep working hard and to produce content that we actually want to see. You know what I mean? It's part of the game. That's how businesses work. And I'm not trying to just defend KingsIsle here on everything because I don't agree with all their business decisions. But I think that there's, I don't know, it pisses me off that so many people are just bashing KingsIsle for no reason. I know I kind of got off topic on the video, but I just think it was important that I said that. I think it needed to be said. Again, I'm not trying to call out anyone specific. And the reason I keep saying that is because I talk to a lot of people that do these things, and I don't want them to think I'm specifically targeting them because I'm not targeting any one specific person or group of people. I'm just talking about the WIZARD101 community as a whole. Now, there are a few more issues that people have talked about, and I can agree with them. Like, people have talked about making different portions of the game free and removing the subscription altogether, but I don't think that's going to happen. Even though KingsIsle could do that, it's not really a viable option because honestly, most people that play WIZARD101 now are able to buy a subscription. Now, back in the day, it was different. I think they would have been more successful if they had a different business model back in the day. Because honestly, 5-6 years ago, most of the people playing the game were 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds. That was most of the player base. And most of those people don't have a lot of money. They don't have access to credit or debit cards or bank cards or any form of paying for subscription. And I was in the same boat where I didn't have money. My parents didn't want me to use their debit card to pay monthly for a game. The only way I could play the game is if I earned money and bought a gift card from the gas station or Walmart or something and bought membership for it. But now, it's a different story. Most, not all, most of the people playing the game are around 14, 15, 16 plus. Honestly, I know a great deal that are above 18. And at this age range, people have debit cards and credit cards, and we have jobs and money, and we can pay with our phones now and all this stuff, and you can even download Grub Guardian or whatever and buy crowns through the app with an iTunes gift card. And I think it's definitely a different world, and I think keeping the subscription model is the way to go. But I also do see that making Wizard City, just Wizard City free, is a viable option. Other people have proposed making the first arc free or making the first few worlds free, but that's kind of senseless because that's such like a random point to stop in the story. I either say, if you're going to make anything free, just make all of Wizard City free, not including side areas. I'd include Colossus Boulevard, even though it's a side area, but just because it's been there forever. But I would not include, excuse me, things such as Sunken City, maybe I'd include that, or Crab Alley, or just like these weird little side things that have been added later. You know what I mean? I don't think we should add those, but I definitely think everyone should be able to quest up until Krokotopia. And even though I said earlier I don't think making Wizard City free would be a big change, I can see why it would help, and I think maybe KingsIsle should take it into consideration. It's definitely been a popular topic lately. Excuse me. And I think, sorry I'm saying a lot. I'm not editing this video. I'm just going for it. I have no script. I'm just talking from the heart. But I can see how it would bring a lot of people that maybe haven't played the game in a while or haven't ever played the game and are turned off by the subscription fee, now have a chance to play the game. You know what I mean? And quest a decent amount without, currently free to play. You can play for about 10 minutes and you're out of luck. You need to pay, which honestly isn't, I don't know, that's not, players can't get a good feel for the game. So I feel like making Wizard City free would definitely be, a viable option for KingsIsle. And people have also mentioned getting rid of membership. I guess that could work. I don't know. Personally, I'm still cool with membership, but I have proposed in a stream of mine a different version of membership that a lot of people actually like. So I could, and I don't know how hard this would be to implement a business model like this for KingsIsle, but to start off, KingsIsle already makes a ton of money from the crown shop. And yes, if they deleted membership, they would lose a ton of money. But here's how I think membership would be handled in an ideal situation. So, an ideal situation for WIZARD101's business model would be that the entire game is free to play. Anytime a world comes out, it's free to play. You know, anytime any new content comes out, it's totally free to play. I think they should keep the crown shop, this cosmetic shop. I definitely think they should lower the prices a little bit of everything in here, but, you know, I think they should keep it nevertheless, because they definitely make a lot of money. I know I've spent a ton of money on mounts and packs and houses and tons of stuff. You know, stuff like that. Because there's definitely, I don't know, there's issues with the crown shop. This is definitely a pay-to-win game, which I don't want to admit, but it is. All the best things in PvP are found from the crown shop. Not all the best things, but a good amount. You know, some of the best PvP boots for every class are the Professor Horde boots. And technically, you can say it's not pay-to-win because you can get a few crowns for free through earned crowns or through quizzes, but it's barely any crowns. It's really pay-to-win. It's not good. They need to fix that. But anyways, again, I know I'm getting off topic. Back to what I was saying. Make the entire game free. Keep the crown shop, but also keep membership. And keep it $10 a month. But here's how I would handle membership. To make it so that people still bought membership, give players benefits for having membership. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of benefits already that's, you know, membership is worth having. You know, you pretty much double your backpack size. And I say if you have membership, if they do this business model where they make the game free but keep membership, maybe increase the amount of extra backpack size you get. An increased friends list size, I agree with that. I also think that if you have membership, something to incentivize people to buy it would be anytime anyone has membership, make things in the crown shop a little bit cheaper. You know, not extraordinarily cheaper, but make it so that having membership, you know, benefits a player. And also, I think something that they should add is permanent member benefits. So I think, and I'm not saying that I don't think they should add these things right now into the game. I'm saying that if they made the entire game free to play but kept a membership, I think this is how they should handle it. But the reason I think they should keep member benefits 24/7 always is because if the entire game was free to play, obviously there's not much incentive for people buying membership. But if membership always gave them double pet XP, double gardening rewards, double monstrology, a free reroll chest at the end of every dungeon, I personally would pay $10 a month for that. I do a lot of gardening, I do a lot of pet training, I do a lot of dungeons. You know what I mean? I need a lot of friends, I need a lot of backpack space. So I think a lot of people that have membership would still buy membership if they made it free to play. You feel? I mean, I don't know. People can disagree with me. That's just my opinion. And I hope I explained myself well. I know I'm not making a lot of sense this video. I'm not staying on one track. I'm not even talking really about the title of the video about why WIZARD101 isn't dying. I'm going on a big rant here, but pretty much this is just me getting out my feelings, expressing my emotions, because I think it's important for all people to do that. But I don't know. I hope you guys agree with me. I really don't think WIZARD101 is dead. I guess you could say that it is quote dying, but I feel like dying is too strong of a word. Yes, it's losing players year by year. Okay, well, big whoop. Like, again, I'm not trying to be mean, but every game obviously loses players. That's just how games work. As games get older, not as many people are interested in them because the features aren't up to date, the graphics aren't up to date. But KingsIsle is taking steps to do that. They're trying to fix features. They're adding new graphics. You know, in April, Spring Test Realm, we're going to get a whole new graphics update, pretty much adding new, you know, I have it on classic mode right now, but these new graphics, but instead of it just being the commons in Ravenwood, we're going to add it to almost the entirety of Wizard City. And I think that's going to be pretty cool. I know when we got this first graphic update, it brought a decent amount of people back into Wiz, and I know that this next one will also bring some more people in. So I don't know. Those are my opinions. I know there was a lot to handle in one video, and I know it's kind of long. I know I probably didn't make a lot of sense. But I hope those of you that watched and made it this far, you know, I hope you share a similar opinion to me. And if not, please let me know in the comments down below why you don't. I don't know. I think we need to discuss these things as a community going forward. To help fix the game, and I hope, you know, we all give our opinions to KingsIsle so that they know what to change in the game. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike, be honest. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. This is JWhisp, and I will see you guys in the next one.